did we just get? Tell me, what did you think about this show? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it unpredictable? Was it pretty safe? That's a big question we've been getting with the WWE lately. We've been seeing nothing but safe for many, many months. Whether you believe it's Triple H doing it, whether you believe it's Ari Emanuel giving this order because he's been ordered to do it, or he chose himself, because as I've said before, Ari Emanuel doesn't own WWE anymore. Again, Ari Emanuel just runs the company. He's the CEO now. He sold Endeavor to Silver Lake. Silver Lake owns Endeavor. Silver Lake owns UFC and WWE and any other auxiliaries, any other companies they have. But you wonder, because this is a multi-billion-dollar business, multi-billion, it's not multiple millions, multi-billions. What do we get with this content? As it stands right now, we got more questions than we would have on the roster of TNA. Well, no, I shouldn't be saying that. We do have a lot of questions compared to TNA in respect of content, not respect of AMC. Okay? I want to make this clear. I know about them. I know about AMC. I know. I've already made videos on it. You already know. And I want to make this very clear. When you look at how NXT and TNA are going to interact after the 15th, you wonder, what is TNA going to have to create to work with what NXT has created? Because this is what it comes down to. We have to understand what we have here. Because after the 15th, whatever New Year's Evil gives us in January, the beginning of January, it doesn't matter. It's how TNA is going to have to reorientate itself to work with it. Because remember, we're still having this merger of TNA and NXT. We supposedly had a war already set up because of the outsiders, NXT outsiders. But that's what they gave us. So what do we got here? We have a show right now that has a lot of questions, where some of it looks good, some of it looks damn good and interesting. More than what we're getting on SmackDown and Raw, easily. NXT compared to TNA, no. Let's make this very clear. Because of the new show they're going to be putting on, it's still Impact, but because of them being on AMC, it is a big question what they're going to do. It is even more important what TNA is going to do on its first Impact show than what NXT is going to do on its first TNA NXT TV show. But yes, whatever they do produce is going to help motivate what Impact is going to do. So we got some stuff that's good, stuff that's bad, and then stuff that why. Okay, Jordynne Grace versus a little bit of Kiana Jordan. Let's make this very clear. This feud is not over. And I do believe it's due to the fact they really don't have anything for Kiana and definitely nothing for Jordynne Grace on the main roster yet. They have no place for them right yet. I think that's the reason why they stuck them together. Not because they couldn't do a good feud. Because the match was fine. It was a good match. I liked it. And seeing that Kiana wanted to use a chair, that did not happen. But then Jordynne wanted to use a chair. The ref grabs the chair. But then what did we get? Due to the fact of her doing this, being so pissed off and distracted, she loses again. And she's just getting more and more frustrated. And yes, she did just talk to, and see it like this, looking at the locker room of all those lovely ladies, particularly the one I like the most, the Lakita Lyons. That's my woman. That's mine. I'm sorry. You can have everyone else. I'm sorry. Yes, she's probably taller than me. She's probably stronger than me. She's obviously younger than me, but that's mine. But seeing Lakita Lyons made me very happy. I would love her to go to TNA because she's not really doing anything. But the thing here is this. When you look at Jordynne Grace talking with Thea Hale and the open challenge I'll talk about in a minute, you can tell they don't really have anything for either one of them right now. So they're letting both of them be in a holding pattern of facing one another in a feud, which doesn't mean it'll be bad, but I just don't see them having anything until maybe WrestleMania. So that's the reason why Kiani, if she is ready and she's generally ready for the main roster, she can easily be thrown on SmackDown with her fiance, which is him. You can do him and her. I do believe she is ready. Is she perfect? No. She is still a little sloppy. She's not one of the perfect promoists. She's not greatest on the mic. She still has problems once in a while when it comes to leading a match, yes. But is she main roster ready? Yes. She can go to the main roster. And we already know Jordan is ready. She's had more than enough time on TNA and on NXT, both of them, learning from both one company and one brand what it really takes to be on the main roster of Raw SmackDown. She is ready. She's been ready for more than a few months now. But literally, I don't think they have any place for her. So that's why we got this. Next match. We did not get the open challenge for the Miss Marilyn Monroe bite-off of Blake Monroe. A whole bunch of women came out. Thea Hale, who I just mentioned, was talking to Jordan Grace saying, "You're still Jordan Grace. Don't worry. It's hard right now that you've been losing, but it takes more. You got to dig your ass out of your ditch, dig yourself out, and just keep going." What happened? She did not expect so many women to come out for her title, and then Thea putting in a Kimura lock and locking that bitch in where she tapped. There was no match. The ref wasn't brought in the ring, and no one was picked. But Thea Hale was now supposedly, and this is where I don't agree, supposedly, we see Thea Hale, when next week's, I believe next week, she's going to get her match. Where it's like, why did we do this? Why? I mean, yes, the open challenge for anyone, but wouldn't it have been better to just pick somebody than to do it like that? Wouldn't it have been better that one of these women gets spotlighted more instead of the big smudge, and then you just pick Thea Hale? And understand, I like Thea Hale. I really do. I really do like Thea. And as a wrestler, she's fine. As a character, she's been doing decently well. And I really don't have a problem with her being the one that's going to face Blake Monroe. But the thing here is this. You want to spotlight these women. Like the one I want to just marry in. Well, I don't want kids, but it would be happy to pop 10 kids in her. The Kid Alliance. But I feel like you need to spotlight these women. And one of the major problems that WWE is having right now, when it comes to the new women, they're not spotlighting them. They're keeping the same women in the same spots, no matter what brand they are, for so long that when it's really time to spotlight them, you don't go there. You don't do it. The Iron Survivor Challenge should have been for someone new. And yes, you use Kendall Gray, and I will talk about her in a minute. But what about the rest of these women? I want to see more development for, look, Kendall's getting this opportunity. But what about Tyra Steele? What about her? What about the Kid Alliance, who's been on the roster for a while? What have they done with her? What about, well, Petrovich? What about the new one, Sky? I believe, I forgot her name, Sky. I'm just going to call her Sky. I don't remember her name. From LFG. And all these other women. Shouldn't you be really trying to build these women up? Yes, I know the other women that are currently there cannot move up to the main roster yet because they don't have room for them or they just don't believe they're ready. But you can get more spotlighting to these women. And they're not doing it. And that's just me. Moving on. The second match. Shiloh. Well, I know I haven't said much about Shiloh Hill. I haven't. Mr. Missing Tooth. He's lucky his teeth are straight and my teeth are completely knocked out of whack because of my wisdom teeth. I know one of these days I have to get braces and I'm dreading it. I'm one of those who can't stand the dentist. I get incredibly freaked out. And I got to get the dentist to do something about this. Anyway, thinking about him. Look, I didn't say anything much about his vid packs, about his vignettes, which were generally interesting. But I felt like until I really saw him in the ring and see what they're going to do with him, kind of like with Jasper Troy, what are we getting? So we get him against Lexus King, who's supposed to be a member of the the NXT Outsiders. But here's the thing. Seeing this situation, seeing Shiloh is interesting, but he's very underdeveloped. He's only going by the LFG persona he's built. They're going to build him up, legitimately. I'm like, okay, he can talk. He's got charisma. But can that translate in the ring and in promos? That's going to be the big question. Yes, let's make it very clear. The Undertaker, he believes in him, and I'm glad he does. But until he gets his feet wet on NXT and they start giving him promo time, giving him matches, giving him some type of storyline to see if he can sink and swim with it, I can't say anything yet. I can't. I did not watch much of LFG. I know he was the current winner. I know he tried last time. He didn't get nowhere. And understand, I'm not against him, but until they start building him and see if he can make it work, I don't see anything yet. He won his match, pulled out his damn... Boy decided, since his tooth got knocked out while he was training for wrestling in the Performance Center, then his tooth popped out again after he had surgery, after he went to the dentist to try and get that thing attached in his mouth, and it popped out again. Now he has one of those retainers with what looks like maybe a metal tooth. Not sure. It's not porcelain. It's metal. It looks metal. And he just ripped it out when he started getting pissed off. I do not know if that's going to catch on. Mr. Toothless, Mr. Snaggletooth, I don't know what they're going to start calling him, because every time when he gets angry and he's sick and tired of this, he pulls out his retainer with that tooth, and that means he means business. I don't know if that's going to catch on, but you never know. Moving on. Sol Ruca versus a Ren Sinclair, mainly due to the fact of what happened in Iron Survivor. Let me give it to you like this. Do I believe this is over between Sol Ruca and Zarya? Because the match was a fine match. It's not the point. We had Zarya watching the match. And Zarya saw her, clapped her, walked away. She caught up with Zarya, said, "I'm glad you came." And Zarya said, we haven't apologized or anything. I just wanted to be there for you. And she said, and this is Sol, because the Saturday Night Main Event, she's going up against Bayley. I want you there. So, we get the hug. We get Sol Ruca saying, "I want sweets." And the look of Zarya, I don't know if I have that shot. I don't think I'll add it to this video. I might. I don't know if I'm going to add any images. But if I was, here it is. I'm telling you right now. That is not the look of someone who looks happy. That is the look of someone who's like, okay, really? Okay? You're going to go there with me like this, huh? Just going to do sweets and just glaze over it. That's the look I got from Zarya. Not the look of someone who's just, okay, I'm fine with it. No. That's the look of someone who said, really, we're just going to do this like this? Fine. That's the type of look I had been perceived. Like, I am going to destroy you now that you want me there. Because at this point, and this is just me. This is me. I'm not trying to predict what's going to happen between her and Bayley. I'm not. But this is my feeling. If they do not make this feud between these two at Saturday Night's Main Event, what was the point of them always having this dissension between each other? Because at this point, it must end. This is just me, you guys, in below. Now, before we get to the final match, let's talk about Tatum Paxley. Interesting. We're literally going to have Tatum Paxley take out the remaining members of the Culling. Sean Spears and the big guy. I always forget his name. I know, I should remember his name by now, and I just forgot his name. You know who I am talking about. But now she's going to try and find a way to take them out, so it would just be her and Izzy Dane. This is where it's going to be the unbelievable part. Unless she has someone to help her, she's going to have to find a way to destroy two members of the culling that are full physical men that can easily take her head off. That's going to be the very interesting question of how is she going to take them out. Because unless she gets help, which she could, she physically cannot take either one of them out unless she hits them behind the head with a pipe and completely lay them out and they're done, because there's no way else they're going to do it. Because they have to. They're going to have her have some type of device to literally incapacitate both of them and take them both out, making it impossible for them to be with Izzy. Because if they don't, and they just let her do straight wrestling against both of them, which make no sense, this is going to be stupid. So it's got to either be someone's going to help her, or she's going to have to use some type of device, or literally trap them or hurt them by making something collapse on them to make them be gone. This will be very interesting to see how they're going to implement this, because if they don't do it right, no one's going to believe it and no one's going to like it. Ethan Page, let's move on to that. I'm just going to go one to the other. Ethan Page comes out. Ethan Page talks. Ethan Page says he's the greatest North American champion in history. He makes it clear that he is the one that will put this brand on his back, and he will. He will make sure that everyone will see that he is the best there is. And then we get Mr. Tony D coming out, and looks like he has rose petals, but they're black roses. The petals, throw them on the person after he lays them out, like Devon Evans and now Ethan Page. I'm going to give it to you like this. I still love Tony D. I do. And the feeling he's giving me is someone who is a hitman. He's giving off the feeling of a hitman. He's not giving me a feeling of Rocky. He's giving me the feeling of a hitman. Like John Wick. He's almost giving me the feeling like John Wick. Almost. Not the same. Not the same. He's not John Wick. But a hitman, like for the video game, The Hitman. He comes from the society that would be no different than what John Wick would be. So this is how it feels. Like they're trying to bite off a little bit of John Wick while he's dressed as he's been. No words, totally stoic. He does not care. He's going to get back what is his. He doesn't care how he destroys. He doesn't care about Crucifino. He doesn't care about Stacks. He doesn't care about what's her name? Lizzie. Doesn't care. Is her name Lizzie? Rizzo. Sorry. It's been so long I forgot her name. He doesn't care about Rizzo. He just wants what he wants. It could work. But the big question is going to be, how are they going to implement this? They can't just let him just have it. And are they going to do any segments where it's not about him talking, it's about his actions? That would be interesting. For me personally, it would be very interesting that they do actions, not actual words. Because in promos, you always got to do something. You got to say something. But there's very few promos where you don't need to say anything and you make it about actions. It's just me. Okay. The Fatal Influence, Kendall Gray, and what was talked about. I'm going to be honest here. JC was fine. And Ren Sinclair was fine. Ren was fine. When you see everyone there was perfectly fine except for Kendall. Not feeling her. I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm not feeling Kendall. I'm not feeling Kendall. It feels like, and unfortunately, it was literally stated by JC James, she is a Kurt Angle bite-off. And that's the wisest thing for her to say, to try and help Kendall in her promo segment, which was the wisest thing to do. They made the wisest choice. Whoever wrote that, it's obvious that's what she is. She is a Kurt Angle bite-off. That's what she is. But then the way she spoke just did not feel like it landed correctly. It feels like she recited what she had to read. That was the problem. That was the problem that was off. She spoke well, talking about having opportunity, that she is an underdog, that look what happened to JC James. She's in the same position she was before. No one thought that she would be a double champion. That was not the problem. It was that she didn't feel believable as she said it. That's the difference between JC, whether you like her or not, compared to Kendall. JC will make you feel emotion from something that even if she doesn't like it personally or think it's not done well enough, she will at least make it at least believable enough. Whether you think she does a very good job or not, it's always going to be up for the debate, particularly for anyone. If I did that, it would be up for the debate if I believed in what Kendall was saying, if I was doing what she was doing. But the problem here is that she was not. She was like she was reading something that she read instead of feeling what she read and use her own emotion to do it. And there's the problem. She just did not have it. She could remember her lines, but there was no emotion behind remembering the lines. She was more focused on making sure she remembered what she said than how it's supposed to relay an emotion. And for me personally, it just did not land. For you guys, maybe, but not me. Finally, Devon Evans, Oba family. I think the reason I'm botching here is I'm looking at this from the perspective of what did we really get in the very opening of the show and the closing of the show. We get Oba Femi coming out. We get him talking about finally becoming the ruler again, a two-time NXT champion. We get Ricky Saints coming out, being a face, no problem. And he was willing to give his props. He didn't lose. He won. He proved what his point. And he said his feelings about what was going on, about what was in himself. I was driving home and making it very clear, I'm driving home, back home, and I'm doubting myself. I'm not going to lie, I doubt myself. What's going to be for Ricky Saints now? What's going to go on? But then I realized, I'm freaky Ricky Saints. I'm freaky Ricky Saints. I am absolute. I'm coming back for my damn title, boy. And I want a title match. He didn't say he wanted to step over the feet of he didn't say it. He did not say it. But what did Devon Evans do? Let's make it very clear. You see the title that I gave of Ricky got what he wanted. But was it right? But it is. Look, Ricky didn't say he wanted to do it now. Ricky didn't say that he wanted to do it in New Year's Evil either. He just said, when the time comes, I'm coming for mine. I'm coming back for my title. But it was Devon Evans who basically pissed his ass off. And he wasn't even against Devon. He wasn't. He was not against Devon Evans. He said, partner, I'm not up against you. You know I'm not messing with you. I'm not. I'm not trying to take away your time. Wait until New Year's Evil. You got this. Now, we don't know if Ricky was going to try before then. And until he did say it, saying, look, I'm going to see if I can get this. If I can get this done, me and you will be at New Year's Evil. There's no problem. There's no problem between us. Leave it. And Devon does what Devon. Devon don't care. Devon act like a damn little idiot and piss off Ricky Saints by making it very clear, you're going to do this? No. I'm not going to wait. I've been hearing everybody saying, your time will come. Your time will be soon. You are the future. No, I'm the future no more. I'm right here, right now. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to take my shot now. And I saw Ricky saying, she said, all right, that's what you want. He's patting him on the chest. That's what you want, okay? I'm there for you, brother. I'm there for your partner. And then I'm thinking, would they really do this? Because I'm thinking, there's no way Oba, you see I'm botching here. At the time, I was not thinking Ricky was going to interfere in the match. I wasn't. I'm thinking clearly. And I knew the way that just did not come off right. It didn't. But I'm thinking, dude, they would not make Oba job now. They could not do that. So what are they doing here? Why would you pull him off of New Year's Evil? What is the point of pulling him off New Year's Evil? It makes no sense unless there's something else that's going to happen. But would it be Ricky? That would make no sense either. Why would you let him win Iron Survivor then? That's what I was thinking. Then we had the match. And at the very end, my boy got him pinned. 3 cutters back to back. And as the bat is going 1, going 2, what do we get? The rep being pulled out and Ricky just having that damn look on his face like, motherfucker, this is what you get by pissing my ass off. And yes, you did see a little bit of Devon flying wing fly over the rope, if that makes any sense. And then nails him and tries to get back in the ring, but he's laid out and he loses the match. And now we're going to have Ricky Saints go up against him. I'm definitely sure of it. I'm sure of it. Now, of course, you're going to say, dude, wait, what about those 4 guys that's going to be in the ring probably next week? That's going to be the new replacement for Obafemi. Because look what Devon did. He gave up his shot now, and now there's going to be 4 guys that are going to be doing. That is Leon Slater, that is Joe Henry, that is Lennox, and it's also going to be Miles Bourne. Now, they're going to be having their shot at New Year's Evil. And there's a good chance that will happen. But I also think that Ricky is going to do whatever he's going to do to make that not happen. It's going to be something that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. If they set it up beforehand, because this is still a big question. I'm making it very clear. What Ricky Saints did is justified because Devon was interfering what he wanted to do, because he didn't want to interfere with Devon's title shot. He was saying, wait until New Year's Evil. It's only a few weeks away. Let me do this, and then I'll face you, counting if he could win. But Devon said, hell no. Don't tell me that I'm a little OG, that I'm a little kid. I got my business done compared to you. That's what he was making it clear. And now, because of it, he fucked up his moment because he was too damn brash. So now, the big question here is this. What are we getting for the next couple of weeks? Are we going to get actual content? Or are we going to get the best of 2025 from WWE and TNA for that matter? We still don't know yet. We have, one more week before, one more week. We got one more week. One more before December. And then Christmas. And there's going to be almost no time for anything else. Are we going to get actual content, which is recorded, of course? I doubt they're going to do it live. Or are we just going to get the best of? I'm not sure which one it is. But I am curious to see what's going to happen because I will check. I'm going to say this right now. For NXT, of course, I'm going to check NXT to see if there's anything after Christmas. Are they going to give us something after Christmas for NXT? Because they will have a show beforehand. Just like Dynamite will have a show. I don't know if it's going to be a special or something. It's still a big question. But the question is going to be, will we get content from NXT after Christmas? We're going to find out because I will do it. And I hope you enjoyed this review. Please give me a comment below. I don't know if I'm going to put images in. I'm still considering it. Peace.